Hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, Dre. I haven't made a video in a while because, as we all know, YouTube has gone through this campaign of demonetizing videos. So it's left a really bad taste in my mouth because while I enjoy making videos, I also like receiving a little bit of the money in return. I didn't really get paid too often, but that was one of the things that really motivated me to make videos. I still have to keep in mind that there are people who enjoy my videos, so I wanted to make this video because in light of everything that's been happening, especially with the NFL, people have gotten really upset about the fact that players, starting with Colin Kaepernick, have started to take a knee during the national anthem. And while Kaepernick was clear and concise with his meaning for kneeling, which was to bring attention to police brutality and racial injustice, a segment of white America, not all white people, but a lot of white Americans have tried to make it seem like this is a slight or some sort of disrespect to America or the flag or the service members. Colin Kaepernick clearly said that he has family members that are in law enforcement as well as service members abroad fighting for this country, and he has no meaning of disrespect to those individuals. He is again wanting to bring attention to the issues that are happening to the likes of Tamir Rice, Terrence Crutcher, Alton Sterling, Sam DuBose, and the many unarmed black men and women and children who have had their lives taken from law enforcement by overzealous police officers. And of course with the justice system, or the injustice system, and how blacks are penalized more severely than white people for some of the same instances. So this past Sunday, or before the game, probably Saturday, Mike Tomlin, head coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he mentioned that his players were not going to take the field during the national anthem. He spoke with the press and said that he talked it over with his teammates, with their team, and he allowed them to make the decision. If everyone was 100% all on board, then they would go to the field or they would stay in the locker room. And because there were some that were indecisive, they decided to either stay in the locker room or at least stay in the tunnel. We all saw the offensive lineman Villanueva, I think he's offensive lineman, who was a service member, so he came out and he stood with his hand on his heart during the national anthem. So you can't really fault him for that, because that's just something that's ingrained in him because he served. But in the aftermath of this, you have Paul Smith, who is a former fire chief in a township in a Cecil township or something to that effect in Pennsylvania, and he said that Mike Tomlin has added himself to a list of no good niggers. For this, he got himself fired, and then he tried to say that the reason for his anger is not well, he wanted to apologize first and foremost, which is typically the case when you say something stupid on social media, especially racist like that, get outed and then end up losing your job. He said that he was upset with the Pittsburgh Steelers for not taking the field during the national anthem and disrespecting the American flag and the service members. But when you look at it, and this is why I decided to take a deeper look myself and really analyze it, the Pittsburgh Steelers is comprised of black and white players, and this was a mutual understanding that they would not take the field. But all of a sudden, why is Mike Tomlin on a list of no good niggers if a team of white and black men decided not to take the field? So this wasn't so much about him being mad at the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is just him basically saying what he's probably already saying when Antonio Brown doesn't break a tackle or score a touchdown or something, where he's constantly yelling at the TV screen calling black people niggers. So all of a sudden he tried to take his anger out on Mike Tomlin, who is a head coach, and specifically said this was a decision of the team members, black and white. So for that reason, again, he's saying he's sorry, he's not a racist individual, and he didn't mean to bring the firehouse with his fellow firemen into this. He was just upset at the situation with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But again, Mike Tomlin was the one being called a nigger. He wasn't calling all of the players sorry assholes or son of a bitches or anything to that nature. He targeted one specific person, the one black person that made the most difference. He is a black man that has, I believe, led them to 2 Super Bowl rings, Lombardi trophies. And because of what he's done for Pittsburgh, he's a nigger. And I've always said that no matter if we're always going to be loved as long as we're their entertainment. So as long as we're slam dunking, scoring touchdowns, hitting home runs, submitting someone, whatever the case is when it comes to any sports endeavor, people will be our fans. White people will be our fans. But the moment that we show our humanity, all of a sudden, we're niggers. So again, I just wanted to make this video because this is a classic Jeanette Ambrosia where she called a black man a nigger, and then she wanted to apologize and talk about how she's got black relatives, which is typical for racists. I also saw where a lot of white people are taking their property, the jerseys and flags and other paraphernalia, and they're burning it. White people, because black people, while we can be outraged about something, we're not going to basically burn that kind of stuff. But again, this is white America. We all know the phrase snowflake. So there's white tears, and I didn't bring my bottle of white tears, white privilege tears, but I just wanted to make this video because it's typical for white people to express that kind of outrage and use that kind of racism and then try to pass it off as an excuse for why, such as I'm mad at the team. But when you again consider the fact that this is a diverse team of black and white men, why is it that the one person who has to be a nigger has to be the black head coach? Anyway, if you like this video, hope that you like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook. Don't forget to check me out on Twitter. Peace.